Another little message. I was going to do these outside, but then it started to rain. But the rain is cleansing. Water is cleansing. Soon I'll be able to take those spiritual baths again. Very, very soon. Because I'm blowing this popsicle joint of a town. Weird ass shit. Going, nobody's going to know my name. Woo! It's sad when you've been through so much. No, it's not sad. It was the eye-opener. But when you've been through so much betrayal and treachery, and everybody minding your business, that your only peace is to just fuck it and cut it all off. It's the only way to go at this point. Who's not aligned with you is aligned with you. Who isn't meant to be aligned with your soul isn't meant to be aligned with your soul. Who doesn't have the ears to hear doesn't have the ears to hear. You know? You're not made to save the world. You're meant to save who you're meant to save. The ones with the right ears will hear. The ones with the right ears will choose healing. They will choose the right path. You know? You can't exhaust all your energy trying to explain yourself or do any of that. You don't need to validate what you're doing to anybody. You're following your instructions. You're being an obedient child of God. That's exactly what I'm being. And I'm walking that talk. No matter what kind of crankiness I come up to on a daily basis, because you know how people just walk around cranky because they're in misery. I still am loving to them. You know, I'm still loving to them. Funky Mojo ain't gonna get on me. No, I wasted too much time in Funky Mojo. I'm done with that. For I will show him how much he must suffer for the sake of my name. Go, for he is a chosen instrument of mine to carry my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. You children of God, keep shining, baby. For I will show him how much he must suffer for the sake of my name. Us that have been through a lot of stuff know what we were chosen to do, know our path, know our purpose, because we learned the lessons, because we broke those cycles. We broke those cycles of suffering. We broke those cycles of people pleasing. We broke those cycles. We went through our pain and our suffering, and we started to love ourselves again. And it has to start with you loving yourself. That's how you start. You know, it was like a domino effect. I had to work on everything I've been through in my whole entire life, you know, and there was a lot of suffering, and I got over it. I let go of the guilt and shame of all my mistakes. You know, I let go of the guilt and shame for all the parts I played in each situation, you know, and it was piece by piece, bit by bit. That's how you have to do it. Baby steps, you know, baby steps. It doesn't just happen overnight. You have to cry the tears. You have to feel the feelings. You have to go through it all. You have to look at everything from a higher perspective and why things have happened. You have to look at it all, you know, rationally, logically. You know, you got to stand in your truth. You know, no matter how wild and crazy it is, you got to stand in that truth, baby. You got to continue to, you know, walk that talk. You got to continue to not give a shit what anybody thinks about you. You have to continue to love yourself and do the things that make you whole. Do the things that make you happy. Do the things that heal up that inner child, that make that inner child smile. And for me, I believe it's standing up for myself, because I was never allowed to barely even speak. I was a little Cinderella. Yeah, no more of that, because I know who I am. I found myself, and I know who I am as a person. The proof's in the pudding. I literally went through my whole life, and I've always spread out that love, that kindness, that gentleness, you know, but I didn't have any boundaries. I let people walk all over me, tramp all over me, talk to me any kind of way. No, that shit is done. That shit is done. I went through all this suffering to awaken me, so that I can share all these sufferings, and so that I can tell my story, and so that I can help others know that no matter what they're going through, everything they got, everything they need to wake up and to love themselves is within themselves, and they don't got to care about what anybody thinks about it. That's how you do it. You got to love on yourself, baby. And still be kind and loving while you're doing it. That's what you got to do. You can't have any feelings of anger, jealousy, envy, gossip, none of it. None of it. You have to embrace it all. You have to be by the book and embrace the whole thing, baby. And focus on your priorities. Yeah, and that's how you lift the obstacles and blocks. and something good is coming in. Some kind of, your idea is being divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. Yeah, you followed your path. You went through all those sufferings. You broke the cycles. And you've been praying your little buns off. Praying and praying and praying. And you've been praying without worry. That's how you have to do it. You have to truly believe all these things are going to come into fruition, because they are. Because God makes miracles. And because of how much you've worked on yourself and how much you've accomplished. You're going to have that windfall of abundance. Yeah, it's going to be bountiful and beautiful, and it is going to grow. Just like God makes everything in nature grow. Just like God takes care of the whole earth. That's exactly how it's happening. It's happening because of your prayers. It's happening because of your pure heart. It's happening because of your pure intentions. You know, you can't walk around here saying you're about God and have awful intentions for people. You can't do that. You can't walk around trampling people's name and making others, projecting ideas about people onto others and making people think others are raunchy, others are trash, others are less than, because nobody is less than. Nobody is better than anybody else. Money doesn't make anybody better. Nothing makes anybody better. What makes people feel whole inside is loving themselves and being able to spread that love, to finally not give a shit what anybody thinks of them, to literally not care about any kind of lies and gossip, because it literally doesn't matter, because you ain't scared of shit, and you know you got God. You know you've always had God. The difference is now you're praying without worry. You're praying without worry, and you feel in every inch of your soul. Yeah, so keep up those prayers. Focus on you, baby. The blocks are lifted. Yeah, successful windfall of abundance. You're going to have a beautiful, bountiful life. Why? Because you chose. You chose to heal. Have a blessed day on purpose.